So we're now starting to move to techniques that allow us to think from the customer's perspective. And we talked about failure of startups before and building stuff that people want. There are lots of systems that do exactly what they were designed to do, but people hate them, people don't want to use them, and that is the reason they fail. And so getting empathy for what your customers are going to go through is really important. So let's talk about some techniques for that. So the first one is you can perform what's called an actor analysis. So actors, they are the people that are going to use your system. And I'll give you an example as we work this through. So who are the people that are going to use your system? Actually name them. What are the tasks that they wish to do? Just jot them down. Don't have to be lengthy, just dot points. They want to do this, they want to do this, they want to do this, they want to do this. What is the typical situation that they will be using this system in? And I'll give you some examples of where this can be critical and where I've seen people not understanding the typical situation and having no customer empathy. And what is the desire or feelings? What are their motivations? So it's kind of like, where are they and how are they feeling about this? And let's work this through. So the good thing about an actor analysis is, if you follow this template, you can actually get a lot of details down pretty quickly. A lot of you about a system you're planning, if you did an actor analysis in sort of 45 minutes to an hour, you can plan a lot of this out pretty quickly. And we do this in the vast majority of cases. We do this a lot. And you can just do it, I like to do it on a whiteboard with a client, or you can just do it in a word processor. So let's look at the who. So Aaron, he eats curry. Cassandra, she orders the curry. Sharev, he sells us the curry. And Terry, our favourite developer, he is the software manager who oversees menu changes and other stuff. He actually manages the system. Let's look at some of the tasks to do. So Aaron, he wants to place an internal order, he wants to change an order, and he wants to pay off an IOU. And that's as simple as it is. And for a lot of these systems, if you just say, these are the people, and this is what they want to do. They want to do this, they want to do this, they want to do this. This is not hard analysis to do. Cassandra, she wants to view all the internal orders. She wants to place a combined order with Sharev. She wants to tick off the payments, and she wants to view the IOUs and collect the IOUs. So the actor analysis, or the typical situation, this one's really important, and I think people don't think about this enough. I was thinking about my wife, and these are not pictures of my wife, but thinking about her when I put this up. My wife's a lawyer and a really smart operator. Her life is incredibly varied, and her use and engagement with technology is incredibly varied. So between the hours of about 9 and about 2, for the last week, she has been writing contracts. She sits at work and we've been negotiating a certain deal, and she's writing contracts and doing various negotiations, and she is sitting in that context. Then she goes to school to pick up our kids. And in the school zone, she still uses technology, but she's on the phone. She doesn't play Candy Crush, she's actually doing jobs. She's doing a bit of internet banking, she's chasing up stuff, she's doing a range of sending off the quick emails, but she's in the context of the 2 seconds of opportunity that she's got. And it actually hasn't been true for a little while, but there are certainly times in our life where post about 9 o'clock at night, if we're watching telly, because we typically we'll watch generally one television show at about 9 o'clock at night. If she's not particularly interested, she'll surf the internet. And that's her moment to chill. And we've got relatives in China that can get us stuff at incredible prices. So if we're going to buy something, she'll buy something, send off emails, and it's her moment to relax and engage. And can you imagine that her interactions with software at those 3 stages in her life are totally different? They're not even close. Desires and feelings. Cass, I've probably overemphasised this one just a little bit. But I like to state it in a really strong way. What do people actually think when they're using my system? And because some of our systems we use, people use them because the government says you have to do it. They would rather not do it. They'd rather the whole thing didn't exist. And that's not bad, but you've got to know what the context is. I'm looking at Bruce here because he runs a business that deals with government compliance. He's done some really smart work in that space. We've got to know what the context of the people that we're using it is. In his case, his clients are actually people on a building site looking at a phone. And the worst thing in his world is if something goes wrong and everyone else has a laugh at him. That's the context that Bruce's app is used in. Cass, she hates it when the petty cash is wrong. She's got to go and tell her boss, and her boss is a sociopath. I hope I'm not a sociopath, but think about the context that people use your app in. Let me give you an example. So we're working on a system called Tipsy. And Tipsy is a really good platform. Tipsy is a system that they have invested significant amounts of money. They've got studios in multiple places in the world to build out world-class training, and I mean absolute world-class training, for people in the hospitality space. So their goal is effectively to be the dominant provider of very specific training for small and large players in the hospitality market. And when I first spoke with John, the owner of that business, he'd done his research, and he came to us with an extensive wish list of stuff that he wanted to do. And he said, I want the best of this product, I want the best of this, I want the best of this, the best of this. And there was nothing, I could fault none of his ideas at a conceptual level. The challenge we faced was when we started to think about who the who was. Because we thought, we're going to build this thing, we should make it for mobile, we'll make it on desktop and mobile, and we'll think about both of those scenarios. When we actually dug into it, this is what we discovered. These are the tasks that a hospitality staff member needs to do. They need to register, they need to watch videos, they need to rate them. There's actually quite a number of things you can do with the app, I won't go through it. But the context, it's all mobile phone. And it was hard because we had to consistently pull back, pull back, pull back. I can put an endless amount of stuff onto a mobile phone and make you an application that is horrible and nobody wants to know. To make something that is elegant and serves this market, who are basically watching it on public transport, they're watching it in their smoko at work, you've got to build something that is incredibly quick, easy to get into, and it's actually forced the videos are really short and snappy. You can't do a 15-minute video. You've got to be doing 3 and 4 minute, and in some cases, some of their best videos are 1 and 2 minute videos. And so knowing the context that people are ultimately going to be using this, 90% of the value is going to be extracted on a mobile phone, forced us to make a whole bunch of hard decisions about what we were going to prioritise. And the desire and feelings. And yeah, so in the Tipsy case, there's a whole bunch of people that use this essentially to show their profile. So there's a piece where you can build your profile on this, and they want more than a job, it's my craft, I want to show my capability. Let me compare that to the HR manager. So the HR manager, so Tipsy, they sell it to the hospitality worker. They sell into these industries where they'll have thousands of staff. They also sell to the training and HR manager. That person is very different. They have a different set of needs. They want to enroll people, they want to promote the content, they want to review stuff. They are typically using it in a desktop computer in the office. In fact, it does not even, I actually haven't looked at it now, but my understanding is we didn't even build it to be a mobile-based thing because it's a desktop job that they are trying to do. And what they're all about is they live in a world where you're trying to train thousands of people in a hospitality environment and get some metrics around that. That's not an easy thing to do. And so for them, it's really about proving that they are effectively delivering training. So that those stats and that proof piece is really the big driver. And so for us, pretty graphs and lots of numbers and the ability to give stuff to their management to go, look, we've done all these good things.